some places carry more than just history. They hold secrets. Secrets buried under years of silence. Tonight, we uncover one such place. The small town of Black Hollow. A town where people disappear without a trace. And those who return are never the same. Was it the work of a serial killer or something far worse? You decide. Black Hollow, Pennsylvania. A town that barely makes it onto a map. A place where everyone knows everyone. But in the summer of 1986, something changed. People started vanishing. It began with a local girl, Emily Carter, just 17 years old. One night, she walked home from her shift at the diner, but never made it home. Her parents found the front door slightly open. Her purse? Sitting on the porch. But Emily? Gone. No forced entry, no signs of struggle. Just silence. Then, a month later, it happened again. Mark Sullivan, a history teacher, left school late one evening. He never made it home. His car was found, still idling by the side of the road. The driver's door? Wide open. By the end of the year, 6 people were missing. No bodies, no evidence, just an eerie silence that blanketed the town. The only connection? All 6 were last seen near the edge of Black Hollow Forest, a dense, ancient woodland bordering the town. Locals whispered about the forest. Strange lights at night. Soft whispers when no one was around. And the legend of the Watcher, an old folklore tale about a spirit, said to lure the lost deeper into the woods, never to return. One night, a search party set out, led by Sheriff Tom Reed. Their flashlights flickered wide as they moved deeper into the trees. Then, one by one, their radios went silent. They found nothing, except for one thing. A single shoe, half buried in the dirt. Emily Carter's shoe. Then, in 1991, something unexpected happened. Michael Graves, a boy who vanished in 1988, returned. But he was different. Michael was found wandering a highway, 2 towns over, barefoot, covered in scratches. He refused to speak. When doctors examined him, they found something terrifying. His fingerprints didn't match. When he finally spoke, he told a horrifying story. He remembered walking in the woods, hearing a voice, his mother's voice, calling him. Then, a shadow behind him, cold hands, a whisper in his ear. And after that, darkness. Just darkness. He couldn't recall anything else, but he kept repeating one thing. It wasn't human. In 1995, an investigator named Sarah Ellison visited Black Hollow for a documentary. She uncovered something shocking. An abandoned house deep in the forest. The land records showed it belonged to a man named Walter Henshaw, who mysteriously vanished in 1932. Locals had long forgotten about the place, calling it cursed. Sarah and her team ventured inside, cameras rolling. The house was frozen in time. Dusty furniture, rotting wallpaper. And on the dining table, plates still set for dinner, as if someone left in a hurry. Then, in the basement, they found something chilling. Dozens of portraits, hand-drawn sketches of people, and 6 of them were the missing victims of Black Hollow. Each sketch had something disturbing in common. Their eyes were missing. That was the last footage ever recovered from Sarah's team. The next morning, her entire crew was missing. Only the tapes remained, discovered near the town's welcome sign. Today, Black Hollow is a ghost town. The disappearances continued into the early 2000s, and eventually, the town was abandoned. No official cause was ever determined. No bodies were ever found. But those who dare visit say they hear whispers at night. They see shadows moving between the trees, And if you listen closely, you might hear the faint echo of a voice saying, "Come closer. I see you." Was Black Hollow cursed? Was it a serial killer, hiding in plain sight? Or was it something beyond our understanding? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, some mysteries are best left unsolved. Tonight we dive into one such story. A case that defies logic, a series of events that left investigators with more questions than answers. A town haunted by time, and an hour that should not exist. Welcome to Ravenswood, where the clock strikes 13. Ravenswood, Massachusetts, was the kind of place where nothing ever happened. A peaceful, quiet town nestled between the rolling hills and dense forests. But in the winter of 1994, everything changed. It started with whispers, children claiming to hear voices on the wind, strange shadows moving just beyond the tree line, and clocks stopping at exactly 12:13 a.m. Then, people began to disappear. The police called it coincidence. The locals called it the vanishing hour, because those who disappeared were never seen again, and those who witnessed it were never the same. The first to go missing was Daniel Reeves, a 21-year-old college student visiting his grandparents in Ravenswood for the holidays. On December 12th, he told his grandmother he was going for a late-night walk. He never came back. At first, the town assumed he had run away or gotten lost in the forest. But then, his voicemail was checked. The last call made from Daniel's phone was to his mother, at exactly 12:13 a.m. The message? Nothing but static. And then, faintly, a whisper. "It's coming." The voice was not Daniel's. His body was never found. As days passed, more strange things occurred. Clocks around town malfunctioned, stopping at 12:13 a.m. Electrical appliances flickered, radios played distorted voices, and streetlights dimmed without explanation. Then, it happened again. December 19th, 1994. Eleanor Price, a 45-year-old librarian, was closing the town's historic library when she heard something afoul. A rhythmic ticking, growing louder. When she checked the old grandfather clock inside the library, her blood ran cold. The hands were moving backward. Then, the lights flickered. The air grew dense, and at exactly 12:13 a.m., Eleanor Price vanished. A security camera captured the last moments before her disappearance. She stood in front of the clock, frozen, as a shadow moved behind her. Then, in an instant, she was gone. The footage was blurry, distorted, and unsettling. The only sound recorded was a whisper, layered with static. "Time does not belong to you." The town panicked. Fear settled deep into the bones of Ravenswood. No one left their houses at night. But then came the knocks. Those who stayed up past midnight reported hearing knocks on their windows. Slow, deliberate, rhythmic. 3 knocks, always at 12:13 a.m. Some claimed to see figures standing just beyond their yards, tall, featureless, wrapped in shadows. But the most terrifying part? Those who answered the door disappeared. By the end of the month, 7 more people were gone. The police found no signs of forced entry, no struggle, no footprints. Just empty houses, silent rooms, and clocks that stopped ticking. And then, on New Year's Eve, the entire town hall vanished. Only one person ever returned. Maggie Holloway, an 8-year-old girl who disappeared with her family on December 24th. A search party found her 5 months later, wandering along a highway, barefoot, eyes hollow, and whispering. When questioned, she said only one thing: "The hour is broken." Maggie couldn't remember anything else, where she had been, what had happened, but her hands told another story. Carved into her palms were numbers, 1213. She never spoke again. In the ruins of Raven's Wood, a small group of investigators decided to uncover the truth. Armed with cameras, audio equipment, and historical records, they set up inside what remained of the town's courthouse, one of the only structures still standing. At exactly 12:13 a.m., their cameras caught something terrifying. A door that did not exist before suddenly appeared. It was old, covered in markings similar to those found on Maggie's hands. The air around it shimmered, as if reality itself was breaking apart. Then, the knocking started. 3 knocks. One of the investigators, Jason Monroe, couldn't resist. He reached out and turned the handle. The door swung open, revealing absolute darkness. A cold wind howled through the room, and before anyone could react, Jason was pulled inside. The others ran, leaving their equipment behind. Days later, when the footage was reviewed, Jason's final words could be heard through the static. "It's not just time, it's the other side." Jason was never seen again. The door vanished by sunrise. Ravenswood remains untouched. The town is silent, frozen in time, and no one dares to live there anymore. But the mystery isn't over. If you ever hear knocking at exactly 12:13 a.m., do not answer. Do not look outside. And whatever you do not open the door. Because once you do, you may never return.